Hey everybody, and welcome back to another part of my web design tutorial. Now in the last couple parts, we've been basically working on to set up our web page and prepare it. Now we're going to actually work on putting content on the web page. So the first thing we're going to want to do is open up our index file with Notepad++. And before we begin, I guess it's a good idea just to see how our site looks as of right now. So we're going to want to go into our local host. And okay, as you can see, we have a title created. We have a nice little favorite icon, otherwise known as favicon. We described our site, gave an author to our site, gave a title to our site, and we had a little bit of content down here. Now, the head is very important to us, but now we're going to focus on the body a little bit. So I'm just going to close up that head there, get a little bit more space. So what you're going to want to do, my first lesson I'm going to teach you guys are, these things called header tags. And the best way for me to show this is by just explaining it to you guys. I'm going to do, there are a total of 6 different header tags, and each one takes an opening and closing tag. So I'm just going to, and we're going to, and now we have our header tags, so we're just going to type in header 1, header 2, header 3, and header 6. And we're going to refresh our web page. And as you can see, these different headers have different different sizes of text that we can put on our web page. So generally, headers are used for headings. So we're going to want to make a header right now. In this header, we're going to want to type in, we're going to want to get rid of this text and say, welcome to Video Game Utopia. And did I get the name right? Okay, I got it right. So as you can see, now we're going to want to make now we have a header. So if we refresh this, it says welcome to Video Game Utopia. Now another tag, the next tag I'm going to teach you guys actually is called the P tag. It basically specifies that you're writing a paragraph. This while it's not like, it wouldn't make any really big sense, you're going to want to get used to formatting the end tag for the paragraph tag, even though as of right now, for a little bit, you guys aren't going to really be using that for anything. So we're going to say, welcome to welcome to a world of video games. Click on a link below to get started. Okay, so as you can see, we're gonna this is how our website looks right now. What we're gonna want to do next is start a new paragraph, because we're in a new section, so to speak. And in this new paragraph, we're gonna say this site was last edited, and I'm gonna say July 27th because this is the date of me doing this tutorial. So I'm gonna refresh the page now again, and it's gonna say they'll automatically input, like, a little bit of break in between the line. Now let's say you don't want to put a break in between the line. What you're gonna want to do instead is just type the text as normal, which means we're gonna want to get rid of these end tags. And let's say you just want it to look like this, and then on the next line it should be like, we worked hard on it, or something. You're going to want to use this next tag. It's called the Breakline Tab, which means basically we're going to get to a certain, the site's going to basically output this text, break onto a new line, and then work on the next text. So if we refresh it now, it'll say we worked hard on it. Now let's get rid of this. And if you notice on this site, it says click on a link below to get started. But we don't know how to make a link, do we? No, we do not, which is why I'm going to teach you guys the a our next tag, which is called the link tag, also known, well, not really called the link tag, it's called the anchor tag, which it basically just A. Now, in this A tag, which is basically the anchor tag, we're going to have another attribute, and this attribute is called href. If you recall, in the head document, we basically had the href. Href basically is going to say, okay, we have a link. Now, where do you want this link to go? And we're going to say google.com. Actually, it makes more sense just for if we put www.google.com and say visit Google to search video games. Now, if we're going to refresh this now, we'll see that there's a little anchor tag, and in this anchor tag, if we click on it, it'll automatically redirect us to Google. Now, the anchor tag also supports different they have different attributes. Another attribute is called target, which means, I'll show you, if we target, if you insert underscore and blank, and we refresh it now again, and we click on it, as you can see, it opened in a new tab. Another important, like, there's many different targets, but another good thing about that is, while there's some reserved targets, such as underscore blank, which means you can't use these, there's other things called names of targets. So we're going to type in Google, and we'll break the line right here, and we'll get another link to yahoo.com, and we'll make this target Google as well, or we'll make this search, just to make it a little bit more able to follow along. And then we say, or visit Yahoo if you prefer that instead. So basically we have our header, we have a paragraph, and now we have two links to visit Google. Alright, we're going to want to refresh this page. And if we click on Google, it'll load this up, but if we click on Yahoo, then it'll automatically change this link to Yahoo. So yeah, links are very important, but what we're going to want to do next is link to a page inside our document, inside our web browser. So what we're going to want to do now is, it's basically telling us we have to click on a link to get started, but we have to make a link, right? So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to make a link, we're going to make it on a new tab so you can keep up the home page. No, actually, yeah, we'll make it I messed that up, sorry. We're going to want to make it on a new page, and we're going to want to make this say new vg.html, basically saying, when you type in HTTP on the href, basically what you're saying is, I want to access the World Wide Web and access this site, because you're going on worldwideweb.computer or whatever. But if you're going to want, but we, on the other hand, want to access a page inside our directory. So what we do is we just say, okay, I want to visit newvg.html and say new video game releases. And now when we refresh this page again, when we click on new video game releases, it's saying it can't be found, and this is basically localhost saying it can't be found. So what we're going to want to do now is create a new page, and we want to do, how we do this is start a new page, and we're going to want to click save as, and save it in our directory as new vg.html. And then, the standard preparing a document by typing document. Well, I just want to show you guys something. Doc type HTML can also be inputted in all lowercase, all capital case. It doesn't matter. HTML is case insensitive. And we're going to want to create an enter tag, and inside our head we're going to want to make a title. Inside our title we're going to call this title new releases. And as normal, we're going to want to create a shortcut icon with favicon, and we're going to link this to the GameSpot favicon. In theory, you could really just omit this and put this in the root directory, which means, you know, as soon as you enter it, the root directory is the first thing that shows up. In theory, that's possible. However, I'm just going to do this for a little bit because I'm not really sure if it's too legal for us to be using GameStop's favicon. If it is, then, you know, the site isn't like up yet or whatever. So inside our body, we're going to want to get a new heading. And inside this heading, we're going to say new releases. And inside new releases, we're going to make a paragraph and say new releases. No new releases. This time we're going to want to close off this paragraph and specify that this is a paragraph. And then we end our page. So now if we refresh this, there's no really need for us to refresh this. We're going to want to save this though. Make sure you click save. And make sure that it says new vg.html. Now what's going to happen is it's going to load up all this page and it's going to say, okay, we have a link to new vg.html, which is new vg.html. It's going to be on a new tab or a new window if you know, your browser doesn't support tabs. And it's going to say the link text is going to be new video game releases. And when you click on it, it's going to transfer you to this page and load this page. So let's click on it now. On a new page. Oh, I think I got the wrong favicon. GameSpot. Oh, I like the GameSpot favicon better. It's gonna game. God, that's really awesome actually. Gonna refresh this page and it should get okay. I like that game. I like that better. So we click on new releases and it linked us to another page. This is basically one of the most important things about HTML. The fact that we can link to another page, and the fact that we have these things called header tags and paragraph tags and all that good stuff. So we're gonna want, but the problem with this thing is, let's say we take off the target tag, new blank. We want to make it so that it automatically links back to this page, and we refresh this, and we click on it. It's automatically going to change our page back, and it's automatically going to change our page, and we won't be able to see the home document anymore. So what we can do now is, under new vg.html, which is our other site, we can, since the paragraph tag automatically implements a break in between each line, we don't have to specify 2 break lines or whatever. But instead what we can do is we can just type a href equals index.html, and we'll close off this anchor tag, and we're gonna say go back to the home page. So now when we refresh this, it'll say go back to the home page, and it takes us back to the index. Now another major thing you can do with font is, let's say you want to make this italic so it doesn't take away from the it doesn't look like everything is a monotype font, and we'll make this header a little bit smaller actually. Like I said, for each thing that you start, you have to close. So each thing I started, I closed. And what's basically going to do is, if you do a tag I, it'll make it italic. One more tag that's like this is called the B tag, which will basically make our text bold. So now if we refresh it, it'll be bold and italicized, and it's going to be you know, a smaller font size because it's an header 6. I want to show you guys something though. Links don't usually appear in links usually don't appear to be I'm gonna go to a site that I've never gone to yet. I'll make it apple.com. Why not? And random text. I want to show you guys something. Usually links are blue, but oh yeah, I gotta go http.apple.com. Usually links are, you know, blue, but if you click on them, they automatically turn that color. So we're going to get rid of that. And now we have a basic web page that basically links us to different pages in our website browser. So yeah, see you guys later.